A very good day to you all. My name is Pastor Lawrence Mazenge and welcome to Daily Inspiration. Today we are reading from the book of Acts chapter 28 verses 4 to 6. And the Bible says, "And when the barbarians saw the venomous beast hang on his hand, they said among themselves, 'No doubt this man is a murderer, whom though he had escaped the sea, yet vengeance suffereth not to live.' And he shook off the beast into the fire, and felt no harm. Howbeit they looked when he should have swollen or fallen down dead suddenly. But after they had looked a great while, and saw no harm come to him, they changed their minds, and said that he was a god." Our message this morning is titled, "They Will Change Their Minds." Ladies and gentlemen, here we are seeing a story of Paul when he had just survived a shipwreck together with 265 other people on their way to Rome. And the Bible says when they reached the island where they were, they met certain people called the barbarians. And the people treated them with kindness, and they made a fire for them, and they treated them well. As Paul was trying to make his own fire, the Bible then says, and as he was about to put one of the wooden sticks in the fire, a venomous snake came out of it, and it bit him on his hand, and Paul shook it off into the fire. And the Bible says when the people saw it, they said amongst themselves, "This man is a murderer, because he has survived the shipwreck, and now he is coming into the land, and a snake is biting him." And they waited and waited for a period where you were just supposed to drop down and die, because there was no cure for the poisonous snake. But it did not happen. After a moment, after some time, they saw him still continuously doing the same things that he was doing, not even being affected by the poison. And the Bible says when they saw that, they changed their mind from calling him a murderer to calling him a god. I want you to understand that people might judge you because of what you are going through. People might judge you because of your current circumstances. But when they see the power of God upon your life, they are going to change their minds. They are going to change their language about you. It's not your business to convince people to say good things about you. It's not your business to convince people how much the presence of God is in your life. It is God's business to do so. When Job was being accused by his friends, Job tried to convince his friends, but they could not hear him. And then the Bible says after some time, when God had restored Job, he told his three friends to take a sacrifice unto Job so that he would pray for them. It was God who convinced them that Job is a man of God. It was God who convinced them that I am still with Job and he has not sinned against me. Never mind about going around trying to convince people who you are, trying to tell people who you are. When God has manifested himself in your life, they will definitely change their minds. If we read the Bible in the book of Acts chapter 14, verses 10 to 12, we find out that the Bible says, "Say it with a loud voice, stand upright on thy feet." And he leaped and walked. And when the people saw what Paul had done, they lifted up their voices, saying in the speech of Lycaonia, "The gods are come down to us in the likeness of men." And they called Barnabas Jupiter and Paul Mercurius, because he was their chief speaker. This was Paul again before the incident in chapter 28. This was chapter 14 in him and Barnabas, after they had raised a man in Lycaonia who was lame. And the people began to call them God. Another one was called Jupiter, and Paul was called Mercurius. I want you to understand, these are the same people who were probably rejecting the gospel that Paul and Barnabas were preaching. But within a moment, they began to reach a level where they even wanted to worship Paul and Barnabas. Sometimes you can be rejected. Sometimes people can say bad things about you. Sometimes people may spread lies about your life. But I want you to understand, one day, when your God has manifested, they will change their mind. It's not your business to change people's mind. It is God's business to change their minds. Don't worry about what they say. Mind your own business, and God will mind the people that are standing against you. My name is Pastor Lawrence Mazenge. This is Daily Inspiration. God bless you and have a good day.